Now we will be going on to be a bit further. Let's just take a look onto the some popular attestation of the cloud control, which I'm pretty much sure that you are familiar with, because we will be talking about the SOC 1, SOC 1, SOC 2, SOC 3, right? So we'll be starting with the Service Organization Control Report, SOC 1, right? So SOC 1 financial, SOC, so the first one, when we talk about the Service Organization Control audit framework, it is designed for consumer to have confidence in the provider, that whatever they are going to select. So to have the confidence in the provider, to give the assurance of the design of and their effect, their design and effectiveness of their controls that they have applied, that it is good. So your AICPA, okay, which is American Institute of Certified Public Accountant, has 3 reports. SOC 1 financial. The first one is the SOC 1, which is the financial report. A SOC 2 is going to be a technical report, and a SOC 3 is summary of the SOC 2. Now, consumers are provided a way of assessing and addressing the risk with the services that they are going to source outside their company, right? So this is why I'm saying that it is consumer focused, because this you're providing them a way that how they can assess and address a risk that is sourced outside their company. The audit process report, this audit is going to produce a report that is going to be accomplished under the an attestation standard, which is known as the statement of standard for attestation engagement, or SSAEAT, right? So under this attestation, it is going to generate. Then service organization will need to implement a formal third-party vendor management program and a formal annual risk assessment process itself as well. So that will be in your SOC report. SOC is all about that. Now let's take a bit, look more closely into your SOC 1. So SOC 1 report focus on solely, if I would say this, we'll use solely over here. So SOC 1 is going to focus solely on the control of a cloud service provider that are likely to be very relevant to the audit of subscribers' financial statements. Okay, you'll be focusing on only those controls. Now, these reports are going to be in accordance with your ATC section 320. Okay, reporting, it is going to be the accordance with the ATC section 320 reporting on an examination of control at service organization relevant to the user entity that are tied to what we call the internal control over IPF, over financial reporting. Okay, this ICFOR, this is going to be in accordance to that. Now, if I will say in simple term, the type 1 report is basically kind of a design. Okay, so type 1 report on the fairness of the presentation of a management description of service organization system and the suitability of its design of the control to achieve the related your control objective, including the description of the very specific dates over there. So this is simply going to be a kind of a design that is the design is perfect or good or not, where the type 2 will be in the same thing, fairness of the presentation of management's description of the service organization, what system they have and their suitability of the design, and its operational effectiveness. Means that what we were having earlier was we were having the design objective, right? So we were having the control of talking about the design over there. Now this time we are testing it through the actual use. Okay, this was the design. This is going to be actual use of that type 2 report. Okay, and I think you are already familiar with the type 1, type 2. Type 1 suitability. Okay, so there come the your SOC 2 after this. So it has to do with the report on control of any service organization related to the trust service principle. And these are what? These are going to be your uh, security, availability, your processing integrity, all that CIA, that's what we were having, CIA, AIC, whatever you want to like, integrity, confidentiality, security, and even your privacy, security. These things are going to be included over here. And yes, you are right. Type 1 is suitability, and type 2, which we are talking about suitability and effectiveness, means testing those kind of a thing. This was just the first type one is design, second one is testing them by the operation itself. Right, Akash? So now SOC 2. So we were talking about that SOC 2 has to do with the report on the control of the service organization related to your trust service principle. So these are security, availability, processing integrity, confidentiality, and privacy. It is designed to meet the need of the broad range of users that need a very detailed information and even assurance about the controls in any organization, which is related to the securing your availability, how they're processing or maintaining the integrity, and system that the service organization use to process their data. So through which process or the you just want to make sure the system that organization is using to process your data, how much it is following, maintain the CIA tried, how effectively, and all that kind of thing, right? So that is the second thing. Now the same one, the type 1 report is going to be on the your management description all the time. This is going to be what reports are management's description of any organization system, right? So with type 1 is going to be the suitability of the design of the control. So you are just presenting the design over here. While type 2 report on that management's description of any organization system and suitability of the design and operating effectiveness of the control. So here you are actually testing against the design that whether it is working as the design is saying or not. So you were thinking that you were implementing something which a particular intention. So whether let's say a simple example is you are deploying a anti-malware. So your expectation is it should be blocking the malwares, right? Well known at least. Okay, I know it cannot block everything, but yes, it should be working according to my intention. So you are just testing its effectiveness, whether they are effective to the design or not. So that would be a type 2 report. Then SOC 3 is a report that is publicly available summary of the vendor SOC 2 report and provide AICPA trust security seal. So the report includes the external auditor's opinion of the operation of control based on the security trust principle that what we have included in the SOC 2 report, and the assertion from the vendor's management regarding the effectiveness of control and overview of vendors infrastructure and services. Now this is great resource for customer to validate the vendor that vendor has obtained external auditor assurance without going through the process of requesting a SOC 2 report. So this is just for the this kind of a significant assurance over there that I don't need to go ahead and ask for the SOC 2 report, and this is a kind of a trust, a seal that this, yes, someone has done these things and it is fulfilling those things over there. So this is the one another